When I first came in there, my goal was to not tackle him onto Stu. I went in, I looked, I assessed, and I said, I have to pull him away from Stu. So that's why I went to the outside and got under an armpit and tried to throw him off to the side.
Hopefully one day I can meet Syko Stu and shake his hand and have a man-to-man with him and stuff like that. But who knows? But y'all, the people that know me, y'all know me. Y'all know I got mad love for everybody.
He's trying to like kill the guy, and like it's just sad. Like I don't understand what happened. Like it's hard to explain what happened, and it looks bad for us too. You know what I mean? Like, and like anybody could do that. Like I can go in the ring in WWE and do that. Like why I do that? No. Like you're supposed to have a trust. I mean, that's a different sport. It's a pro wrestling.
Stuart Smith isn't letting this slide. He's officially suing Raja Jackson, calling the attack both unprovoked and unacceptable. On X, he wrote, "I filed a lawsuit against Raja Jackson. What he did to me was violent, unnecessary, and it will not be ignored. This is about justice, accountability, and making sure it never happens again." The pro wrestler who stepped in to protect Stu has now shared what really happened inside the ring. At the same time, Rampage Jackson gave his version, saying his son was at a wrestling show with his coach when a wrestler who didn't know him suddenly smashed either a can or a bottle over his head. Rampage said Raja stayed calm and didn't hit back because he had told him never to react in those situations. Still, Rampage admitted he was furious that someone would do such a thing and then tell his son to play along for the show. He called the wrestler foolish and said he had to talk with his son's coach just to cool off and avoid making a mistake that could get him in trouble.
This is what happened, Chad. He went to a pro wrestling event with his coach. Those pro wrestlers, they be just as crazy as MMA guys, right? The pro wrestling guy don't know my son, and he hit him over the head with like a can or a beer can or a bottle or something. And my son didn't know it didn't know it was coming. Didn't know, they didn't tell my son. And he hit my son over the head. I guess he thought my son was a pro wrestler or something. And Roger didn't react, but Roger didn't fight though. He didn't do anything, cause I told Roger not to get punched, but still nigga hit my son over the head. And then he asked my son, "You ain't gonna sell it when you in pro wrestling?" So this motherfucker that hit my son is stupid. So in order for me not to go to fucking jail, I gotta talk to his coach.
Auden Ross also spoke out, calling the whole incident disturbing and disgusting. He said the platform itself needs serious changes, stressing that new rules must be put in place quickly and that some staff and moderators should be held responsible for.
There's no words, bro. There's absolutely no fucking words at all, bro. At all. It's disgusting. It's just disturbing, disgusting. And Kick as a whole needs to do better, bro. Straight up, bro. Straight up. I'll just tell you guys this. I think that there needs to be some type of policy change. Some certain Kick staff need to be held accountable. Moderation need to be held accountable. And there needs to be change immediately.
The wrestler who stopped Raja later revealed that he needed stitches after the scuffle. He explained that his main concern was protecting Stu. He described how he came in from the side, got under Raja's arm, and tried to throw him off. According to him, Raja then went for a double leg takedown, probably trying to slam him on his head the same way he did to Stu. The wrestler said he managed to get underhooks, lift Raja up, and use his body weight to push him into the corner until things were finally under control.
Yeah, and I got stitches right here. What happened was when I first came in there, my goal was to not tackle him onto Stu. I went in, I looked, I assessed, and I said, I have to pull him away from Stu. So that's why I went to the outside and got under an armpit and tried to throw him off to the side. And when I did that, you know, if you look at the video, you could see him shoot for a double leg on me and try to take me down. He was working the whole time to try to get an advantage, get my legs, dump me on my head so he could do the same thing to me that he did to Stu. Or at least, you know, attempt to, because I would have been awake. But that's what was happening. And then as I got some underhooks set in and I kind of held him up, I was working a position and I was like, I'm going to roll this guy to the corner. As I started backing him up and using my weight to push him into the corner.
Rampage Jackson also said he hopes to one day meet Syko Stu, shake his hand, and talk man-to-man. He added that people who know him understand he doesn't carry hate in his heart and always tries to show love to others.
Hopefully one day I can meet Syko Stu and shake his hand and have a man-to-man with him and stuff like that. But who knows? But y'all, the people that know me, y'all know me. Y'all know I got mad love for everybody.
Dylan Dennis said it was tough to watch and suggested Raja might be struggling with anger issues after seeing how violently he slammed the wrestler. He explained that in pro wrestling, there's always trust. Both performers rely on each other to stay safe when giving up their weight for a move. Dennis called Raja's slam reckless and unnecessary, saying it looked more like he wanted to hurt someone than put on a show. He added that behavior like this hurts the sport's image because wrestling is about protecting each other.
To be honest, it's hard to watch, but in a way, it's like he might have something like wrong with like maybe like anger problems, because like why would he do that, you know? And anybody that has trained or anybody has a brain knows when someone's working or someone's like, and like that would be like me going with you right now and you're like, oh, I'm gonna pick you up and we're working, we're doing a WWE match. Like you could slam me in my head, like I'm giving you my weight, you know what I mean? So like the guy obviously let him pick him up, and then slamming him like that is ridiculous. First off, especially being a guy that's trained. I know he's only 0-1, but like slamming the guy like that first off is ridiculous. Like any person in WWE can do that to each other. You know, it doesn't. That's not anything like people are adding like, oh, that's Rampage Jr. or something like that. Like the guy jumped up for you to carry his weight, and he's trusting you to take care of his body. You know what I mean? And then he's throwing those shots, and like I get you can kind of lay one in, like, you know what I mean? I can hit you like that. But not even. But the first one was like a fucking haymaker. He's trying to like kill the guy, and like it's just sad. Like I don't understand what happened. Like it's hard to explain what happened, and it looks bad for us too. You know what I mean? Like, and like anybody could do that. Like I can go in the ring in WWE and do that. Like why I do that? No. Like you're supposed to have a trust. And that's a different sport. It's a pro wrestling.
Streamer XQZ said what he saw looked like attempted murder, stressing that a move like that could easily kill someone. He pointed out that people have died in regular street fights from far less, called the whole situation outrageous, and said it didn't just end there.
You wouldn't convince me this is not attempted murder. That is how you kill somebody. We've seen people die in street fights all the time with things that weren't even that bad. This is outrageous, and it doesn't stop.
Brendan Schaub admitted his first reaction was to defend Raja because of his loyalty to Rampage. But after watching the full footage and live stream, he said there's no way to excuse Raja's actions. Schaub pointed out that this is a very serious issue that could impact Raja's future for years to come. He explained that if the wrestler chooses not to press charges, Raja will still face heavy criticism online, but might avoid prison. But if charges are filed, Schaub warned, Raja could face serious accusations like aggravated assault or even attempted murder, which would make things...
And I'll be transparent, I like Raja, and obviously I adore Rampage. Me and Rampage have a great relationship. I love Rampage. And it's just by nature, my initial thought was when I heard about this, and I spoke with Rampage, when I heard about this, I went, all right, how can I defend Raja? I look at all the videos, I watched the full live stream and all that. I got nothing. I got nothing. Oh, I can't, you can't defend this. I see this, it's so sad. Because he was just getting started, and that all goes away if this veteran pro wrestler decides to press charges. That pro wrestler goes, this was a bit, or this was a work, and he just thought that's how it works, I'm not pressing charges. Raja's still gonna take a lot of heat online, but you're not doing jail time. Then we can figure it out. But if that dude wakes up and somebody's in his ear and goes, dude, you gotta make this dude pay. He has to learn a lesson and he presses charges, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be really tough. Attempted murder, aggravated assault, it's gonna be tough. Talking about felony.
Matt Brown said if Raja Jackson wasn't Rampage Jackson's son, nobody would be giving him sympathy. He explained that the only reason some people are holding back criticism is out of respect for Rampage. Brown said The video clearly shows the wrestler being slammed and attacked repeatedly with no chance to defend himself. He called it a clear felony, possibly aggravated assault or worse, and said Raja is lucky the victim survived with only...
You know, if this was anybody other than Rampage Jackson's son, I don't think there'd be any empathy here at all, but we all love Rampage and he's the man, you know, and the fact that he's his son, we're all sitting here like, bro, what the fuck, you know, and what do we think about this? You know, if it was just about anybody else in the world, it'd be like, bro, throw that motherfucker, you know, in the cage and throw the key away, man. And that's probably what's going to happen to him. Like, you know, you say they're investigating, like, well, there's not a lot to investigate. Like, there's a video that shows it pretty goddamn clear, you know, what we need to investigate here. So, you know, what's he going to get? You know, I don't know what like attempted murder is, but I mean, he was getting knocked out and punching the shit out of him. You know, I don't know how far they go in there or what the details are to get that charge. Aggravated assault's for sure, battery. You know what I mean? Like, it's a felony for sure, right? I mean, there's I don't think there's any way out of that. So, you know, kind of just is what it is for him now. But like what a shitty move, man. You know, like, you want to fight the guy, fight the guy. Like, dude was like, you know, we watched the video right before the podcast here. You know, the dude was like preparing for a wrestling style a pro wrestling style takedown, and motherfucker slammed him on his head. Like, you know, dude's lucky that, you know, like you said, he's hospitalized, but man, he's lucky that that's all that happened.
Brown went on to say that while many want to support Rampage during this time, accountability is still necessary and Raja must face the consequences of his actions. He called the attack both unnecessary and unfair, pointing out that the victim never had a chance to protect himself. Brown wished the wrestler a full recovery, especially given his past struggles, and said the only person who might ask for leniency is Rampage himself. Everyone else, he said, should admit just how wrong the attack was.
Hopefully the guy's all right, man. That's about all you can say at the end of the day, right? Hopefully the guy just heals up and, you know, with some PTSD or being a veteran and everything, man, you know, just hope that the guy turns out okay, man. Send him some positive energy and hope for the best. That's about the most you can say about it. Other than that, you know, again, loving Rampage, but, you know, hopefully justice is done and his son gets what he deserves. I don't agree with Sean on that at all. You know, like, the dude doesn't, like, it'd be one thing, you know, if like they got in a fight and he fucked him up and, you know, hurt him bad, right? But like, the dude was defenseless and then knocked out. Like, fuck him. And the only guy that should not be saying fuck him is Rampage, right? Because it's his son. And he's the one that should be saying, you know, can we just give him some help or something, you know, try to stick up for him. But everybody else, I mean, we have no reason to have any sympathy for that kind of behavior.
The MMA guru was even harsher, calling Raja Jackson a dumb animal who belongs in a cage. He was furious that no one properly stepped in while it was happening and said Raja should have been knocked out in the ring to
bring that sparring partner back, tornado kick him again. Dumb animal. Brother, dumb animal, put him in a cage, straight up. Raja should have got fucking knocked out cold in that ring. No one was doing anything about it but that pink hair guy.
Kevin Lee shared that while he respects Rampage Jackson, he believes Rampage should turn his son over to the authorities and allow him to face the consequences of his actions. He explained that if it were his own child, he would expect the same because behavior like that cannot be excused. Lee said Raja is an adult and needs to take responsibility for what happened, even if that results in jail time. He did acknowledge that the wrestler had initially struck Raja with a bottle, which was also wrong, but made it clear that this did not justify the violent retaliation.
And if it's Rampage, I love Rampage, but Rampage, turn your son in. He got to go lay down for a little bit. Like, if it was my son, that's what I would tell him. I mean, you a grown man, bro. You can't condone that type of behavior, bro. You gotta go lay down for a little bit. We'll get you a good lawyer. You ain't gonna be in there forever, but you gotta go lay down. I get it. He hit you in the head with a bottle beforehand. I get it. He shouldn't have did that. I don't condone that either.
Kevin Lee gave his opinion, saying that while he respects Rampage Jackson, he believes Rampage should turn his son in and let him face the consequences of his actions. He said if it were his own son, he'd expect the same, because behavior like this cannot be excused. Lee reminded people that Raja is an adult and must take responsibility, even if it means going to jail. He did note that the wrestler struck Raja with a bottle first, which was also wrong, but said that didn't excuse such a violent response.
To wait hours until the man was working, which we all understand, he playing a character, and he was in character, and he working, and then you sneak him, because that's what you did. I mean, you snuck him. He wasn't expecting that, and you, bro, they say dude flatlined and was unconscious for 6 minutes afterwards. Dog got to go lay down. You got to go to prison, bro. There's no part of that you thought was cool. Like, I can't even wrap my mind around why you thought that was cool and why you ain't got no self-control over your emotions.
Lee added more criticism, saying Raja waited hours before attacking the man while he was at work, in character and completely unprepared. He pointed out reports that the victim's heart stopped and that he was unconscious for several minutes, calling the situation extremely serious. Lee said Raja's actions showed poor judgment and no self-control, and he couldn't understand how anyone could defend them. In his view, Raja deserves jail time.
12, 13, like what the f? I can't even watch this. The kid's blacked out. The kid's blacked out, and I think his goal right there was to murder. Maybe not. Maybe not. Blacked out, maybe he doesn't know what he's doing, but he damn near killed the man. That's crazy. He's got to get some punishment for this. There's just going to be no excuse. He's going to probably go away for a long while, especially on stream. He's on stream and he said 50 subs for a K.
Later, Welch said things are looking very bad for Raja Jackson, even with Rampage's money and experienced lawyers. He explained the case could easily be treated as attempted murder, pointing out how dangerous that kind of violence is and how important it is to avoid it, especially for people with short tempers. Welch said martial arts training is valuable for self-defense, but hitting someone who's already unconscious puts their life at real risk. He called the incident disturbing and warned that reckless choices like this can quickly land someone in prison.
This isn't going to be good for old Raja. Rampage's got money. I mean, they're going to have some good lawyers. But it might be attempted murder. I mean, God, that's the thing. You got to be careful getting in street fights. If you can avoid street fights, avoid them. Especially if you got a temper tantrum. Maybe if you know a little jiu-jitsu and you get in a street fight here and there, it's okay. You can take care of yourself, get in a good position. But once you crack somebody and then you start seeing red and you're not thinking about what you're doing and you're punching them and they're already knocked out, good chance you're going to kill them. And now you might be in the pen. So, I mean, that was...
Derek Brunson also gave his thoughts, saying at first he thought it was just part of the wrestling show. But after learning the truth, he realized it was very real and very serious. He condemned Raja's actions as reckless and unnecessary, saying it never should have happened. Brunson expressed concern for the injured wrestler, wished him a full recovery, and warned Raja that choices like this always come with heavy consequences. He added that small disputes can quickly turn into major problems that cause lasting.
All right, follow me real quick. When I first saw this, I thought these guys were playing. You know, WWE hardcore match.
Oh, look at this. Mox has mom. Oh! Disqualification, but please.
After doing my research, this was definitely real.
That's what. Oh!
Oh, you don't. Unavoidable.
He's not a f***ing worker, bro.
Should have never happened.
I apologize. I appreciate it. I didn't know. I thought you were a worker.
At the end of the day, I hope the wrestler that was hit and pummeled is okay. And for Raja, your actions were out of line, so you're gonna have to deal with some big boy consequences for this one. All of us can learn a little something from this. Don't let small situations escalate into bigger situations that will ultimately cost you big consequences.
Chael Sonnen also spoke on the matter, saying he didn't yet know all the details, but warned that things could get much worse if Syko Stu suffered serious injuries like a broken jaw or missing teeth. He pointed out that police already have clear video of the attack, but they're waiting for Syko Stu to give his official statement.
Now, I'm getting in front of this and I'm making these predictions without having news if Syko Stu is injured. If his jaw's broken and some teeth are loose, all of a sudden you're having a very different conversation. But you have the police that are in possession of irrefutable evidence known as a video that an assault happened, and the police have not taken any action. And they won't take any action until a statement is made one way or the other by Syko Stu.